What are the fiscal policy impacts on national debt? Have you ever wondered how government spending and taxation decisions affect the national debt? Fiscal policy plays a significant role in shaping this complex relationship. Let's break it down in a straightforward way. Fiscal policy refers to the government's approach to managing its budget through spending and taxation. When a government spends more than it collects in revenue, it creates a budget deficit. This deficit adds to the national debt. On the flip side, if a government runs a budget surplus, it can help reduce that debt. Persistent budget deficits lead to an increase in the total amount of government debt. This growing debt means that the government must allocate future resources to pay interest on that debt. Over time, this can limit the government's ability to respond to economic challenges. One important measure to consider is the debt-to-gross domestic product ratio. This ratio compares the total national debt to the size of the economy. A rising ratio indicates that the government may struggle to manage and repay its debt without causing economic issues. High levels of national debt can have several effects. First, large government borrowing can crowd out private investment. When the government competes for available funds, interest rates may rise, making it more expensive for businesses to borrow. This can slow down economic growth since private investment is crucial for capital accumulation. Additionally, running deficits can reduce overall national savings. Lower savings mean fewer resources for investment in productive capacity, which can dampen economic growth in the long run. To stabilize or reduce national debt, governments may need to implement fiscal adjustments. This could involve raising taxes, cutting spending, or both. Such adjustments can have contractionary effects on the economy, especially during weak growth periods. Sustained high debt levels can also undermine economic growth. They limit the government's ability to respond effectively to downturns and can reduce investor confidence. Slower growth complicates debt management since it reduces the government's revenue base. Moreover, rising national debt raises concerns about intergenerational equity. Future generations may bear the burden of repaying past borrowing, which raises questions about fairness and the sustainability of fiscal policy. In practical terms, managing national debt through fiscal policy involves creating budgets that balance short-term economic support with long-term sustainability. During economic downturns, governments may run temporary deficits to stimulate demand, accepting some debt increase as necessary. However, over the long term, fiscal policy aims to align spending and revenues to prevent unsustainable debt growth. Monitoring the debt-to-gross domestic product ratio and implementing structural reforms can help control spending and improve revenue collection. In essence, fiscal policy impacts national debt by determining the size of budget deficits or surpluses, influencing interest rates and investment, and shaping the long-term sustainability of government finances. Balancing fiscal stimulus with consolidation is vital to support both current economic conditions and future fiscal health.